We're live.
NPR. Hello and welcome to From a Basement in Tulsa. I'm Jason Ferguson. And I'm here with Lollie and Brie. Hello. How are you ladies?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Tell me about yourselves. What are you guys doing?
Well, my name is LolliePop. I am a national award-winning tattoo artist and piercer. That's my day job. And in the evening hours, I am a burlesquer. And I'm here with Brie today to talk about a great burlesque event we have coming up in September. So I'm going to let Brie tell you a little bit more about herself, and then we'll tell you about why we're here today.
I am Brie Coquette, and during my boring day job, I am a public school teacher. And in the night, I am also a burlesque dancer. And we have kind of put our heads together and come up with a great show called Pasties for Paws.
Pasties for Paws is September 26th and 27th at the Osage Event Center in Tulsa. And it's a landmark show for a lot of reasons. First of all, it is going to be the biggest burlesque festival ever in Oklahoma. We have 2 days with almost 60 performers, car show, pinup contest, all kinds of great things going on, which of course is a great weekend. But the only thing better than an awesome weekend is an awesome weekend for a great cause. And our show benefits 2 local animal shelters, Tulsa Animal Welfare, which is a city-funded welfare center, but they've had their budget cut. And our other beneficiary is Epic's Pit Bull Rescue, which is the only pit bull breed rescue in this area. You want to tell them a little bit more?
City of Tulsa Animal Welfare Shelter takes in 12,000 animals a year, and their budget was cut again, and they're not going to be able to treat animals that have heartworms, and it's a completely treatable disease that animals get. It is $100 covers $100 covers 5 large animal treatments and 15 small animal treatments.
So $100 you can save 20 puppies.
That's right.
That's insane that it's cut like that.
We are doing this event with Tyler Dog Photography, which is a photography company out of Bartlesville. And in addition to being a fantabulous award-winning animal and human photographer as well, Sherry is the owner of this company, and she works with Tulsa Animal Welfare. On Fridays, she goes out, and her program is to save lives 1 photo at a time, and she takes pictures of the animals that are available for adoption, and the website posts them so the animals don't have a scary mugshot kind of picture like most shelters have. Actually has a photograph of the animal. And there have been studies that have shown that this is a project that kind of happens across the country with a lot of different shelters. Studies have shown that there is a huge increase in the adoption rate of an animal that has a cute profile picture versus those scary fluorescent lights and bars in front of their faces.
Sherry's amazing. We had the opportunity to do a photo shoot with six dogs on the shoot, and we thought it would be horrible trying to get dogs to pay attention while we stood there and looked pretty, and we were more high maintenance than the dogs were. They were total pros, knew their stuff. They would get into place, and then we would have to stand and pose and kind of wait, but they were great to work with. All rescue dogs were part of the shoot.
Actually, I played a benefit for SPCA in April, and my only request was while I was playing, they moved the trailer up from outside of Hunt Club where I could actually see the puppies. They were the biggest part of the crowd.
Yeah.
Playing songs for the puppies.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was fun.
We say that on Friday night for our Pasties for Paws event is a showcase of a lot of great performers and talent, local and national as well. And on Saturday, the real stars of the show are going to be there. In addition to the burlesque competition we have going on and the pinup contest, there will be a number of shelters that will have their animals available for adoption that day. So you can come, you can fall madly in love with your new family member and take them home that day. So not only does this ultimately hand money over to organizations that need it, we are sending babies home to forever homes that day. We're very excited about that, and we call them the real stars of the show.
It's because they are.
Yeah, that's the point.
How are you supposed to compete with that? You know, I mean, Booby's got nothing on puppies, really.
The time I was talking about playing, as soon as they walked puppies around inside, I was like, why am I even singing?
Oh, yeah.
There's puppies here.
But if you want to pick up, if you're single and you want to pick up on somebody, there's no better icebreaker than a cute little furry friend to walk around and make new friends with.
There will be a lot of opportunities to enjoy a lot of great stuff at our show. Friday night is a showcase with performers from all across the country.
And this is the one in September? It's a Friday and Saturday?
Friday and Saturday,
awesome.
2 days. Friday is a showcase of some amazing talent from across the United States. Saturday is going to be during the day. We're going to have a car show, and the animals will be there. We'll have a pinup contest, and then I'll go right into the Saturday night show in the casino. So it's going to be a competition with burlesquers, boylesquers, belly dancers.
The pinup contest and the car show that afternoon, all of the entry fees do benefit our ultimate benefactors. The competitors for the car show, they're going to win the title of Hot Rod of the Heartland. And they'll get a plaque, they'll get a little trophy, and the pinup winner will get the title of Pinup Queen of the Heartland. And something that a lot of car shows don't get the opportunity to do that we get to do is the winning pinup and the winning vehicle will get a photo shoot, a professional photo shoot, and they will get a spread in a pinup magazine in addition to winning their titles. And we get to pair up the pinups with pups that are up for adoption that day. And we will have a lot of promotional opportunities for these girls that sign up for the pinup contest, not only that day, but working in the future to help get them out to shelters, doing appearances, and really utilizing this as a jumping off point to get more people involved in saving these animals.
I like it. I'm a fan.
We also will have vendors during the day. So if you want to have a booth and come and sell your swag at our show, you can. We have vendor space, and we only ask that you have a featured item of the day. So when somebody purchases that, maybe 10% of that product goes back to the shelters. We also have sponsorship tables available. If you want your company to come in and have 8 seats and a table up front and get VIP access to the dancers. And
VIP is so sweet. Like, it's not like creepy stripper club VIP. Like, we are bringing the luxe to Tulsa. This is going to be some very swag-tastic VIP treatment. You get early entry to the show. You get early entry to see the vendors. You get early entry to the show as well as reserved seating. You get dinner in addition to a cocktail hour with the performers. So our general admission tickets start out at $20, and our packages range from basic general admission to VIP to the big dog packages. And the big dog package is $150 for the weekend. And that is exclusive balcony seating, champagne, cocktail hour with the contestants and the performers. After each performer gets done, you get a 10-minute meet and greet and photo op with them. This is something that they've never seen an event like this really happen in Tulsa. So the biggest supporters of the arts, we're really looking forward to allowing them to meet some of these people that they've been fanboys and fangirls of across the country in person and really have an exclusive Vegas-inspired luxury burlesque experience here. So pretty much any price point, you're going to have a good time, but the more you can spend on it, maybe a little more special your time can be. Having a personal attendant with champagne and hors d'oeuvres all the time is pretty spectacular. That alone kind of sells me on it.
Well, the fact that food's involved.
Food.
Food, booze, boobs, animals. It's a win-win.
So your $150 gets you all that sweet stuff and saves 30 animals, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
When you break it down by the numbers, you're having a great time and you're doing it for a great cause. And we're looking forward to kind of helping promote the show in advance. We will be at a number of events coming up in the next couple of months. Some events we do have vendor spaces at, so stop by and see us. And if we don't have vendor space there, you can check us out. I know you can't see us right now, but we're pretty distinct looking girls and kind of stand out. So if you see some pretty bright burlesque looking broads somewhere, feel free to walk up and talk to them about Pasties for Paws. And if they don't know about it, you can tell them more about it. And if they do know about it, then we'll give you some information. And when you spot us at an event, we are always doing giveaways and promos. So if you spot us at an event, you might get a free T-shirt, you might get an autographed magazine. Like, there's all kinds of perks for saying hi to us when you do see us out and about Tulsa and kind of Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, wherever you might see us.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for those listening who don't understand because you can't see us, Miss LolliePop has bright, hot pink hair. You can't miss her in a crowd. And also, we were at the Tulsa Pride last weekend, and Lollie wore a rainbow wig, still recognized.
I saw you.
Yeah. We had a great time at Pride. We really do support, we try to support every community activity we can that promotes equality for everybody. We had a fantastic time at the Pride Parade and at Pride, and saw some really great vendors there, as well as great performers, and again, for a great cause. I know so much of their proceeds benefit the Equality Center and the programs, especially what they do with Open Arms Youth Project is a really big deal here.
Yeah, that was beautiful. The Open Arms Youth Project part of the crowd was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Pretty. It was beautiful.
I cried. I was like, I was sweating, and I was like, these aren't even sweat tears. These are like real big girl tears. This is like an ugly cry. Seeing so many young people standing up for what they believe in, and doing so in an environment in the Bible Belt where maybe the older generation is not so supportive of that, and for them to reach out to one another was fantastic. And there were some anti-protesters along the way that held up signs apologizing for their previous behavior, and that they'd had a change of heart. And that was, even right now, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. It was really such a beautiful experience.
I saw a lot of students and former students at the event, and it was amazing to see the next generation. And when I was in high school, there was no way we would have had a gay couple at it wasn't even allowed. You couldn't go as like best friends and get a couple ticket.
Right.
It had to be a boy and a girl. And
the 90s were rough, kids. You don't know what you missed out on. It was awful. We didn't get to tweet. We had to pass like paper notes. It was dark.
I know. There was no researching on the internet.
This weekend I heard some girls that are just a couple of years younger than me talking about all the Facebook drama and Twitter drama in their high school. And I was like, I realized that Facebook went public the year after I graduated high school.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't imagine having to deal with that in high school. That's just, wow. No.
How much trouble you would have gotten in if somebody always had pictures of everything you were doing. And
everything's on proof.
Accidentally checking you in places.
It wasn't he said, she said. She tweeted it, and I have a copy of it.
I screenshotted that biz. There was a guy on Facebook. I am a very outspoken person in life, and on Facebook I feel like you shouldn't say anything that you wouldn't say to someone in a bar.
Absolutely.
So when someone speaks out and I feel they are just spewing ignorance, I feel it's my moral responsibility to school them about it. And it's just ridiculous, some of the things that people say and feel like they have the right to get away with just because, oh, I think this way and you don't have a right to anything else because I say that. And it being at Pride and seeing that changeover of the generation, like, really impacted the way that I view things, because it is kind of a dinosaur ideology that's on its way out.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Facebook. I mean, with all the drama and the trash that comes with social media, it is easier to get information out there and to promote your cause and promote your events like we're doing now with podcast and social media. This isn't something you could have done even 10 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's cool that you get to choose what comes in your head or it comes in your eyes. There's like people still ask me, "Did you see that such and such commercial?" And I'll be like, man, I haven't seen a real commercial in what feels like years at all.
Like when I didn't look up on YouTube myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get totally excited when I click on my queue for Hulu and there's something new, because I didn't have to like wait till Tuesday night to watch it at 7 o'clock. You know.
And I listen to a bunch of podcasts, and there's commercials on there, but I can just skip them if I don't want to hear it. It's just really it's just cool to me that I can pretty much access what I want to listen to, and I choose that. It's not like radio where 1 in 3 songs you're really going to love. If I don't like the song, I'll just go to the next song. That's cool. That's with music, but that's also with ideology. And if you don't want to see trash or mean people, you just block that and get out of there. And that's a cool little change.
And it's reactive as well. It progresses with you, and it develops more based on your taste. Instagram is a perfect example of that. You will get, if you go to explore, it now shows you pictures based on pictures that you've already liked. So I am not only expressing what I'm into, but now my media is reflecting that as well.
All right, things we have coming up.
Water break.
Odd transition. So I'll tell you what we're coming up. This weekend on the 14th in Collinsville.
Collinsville?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Hogs and Hot Rod Show.
This has been a few years ago. I mean, going on now, they're going in maybe their third or fifth year, something like that. It's becoming.
I think it's much bigger.
Oh, I think they may have
Longer.
gotten like a new producer or something for it. I've only been for the past
good.
couple of years,
Oh,
but
sorry.
it's grown immensely just in the few times that I mean I've gone the last 3 years, and each year it's a bigger and bigger show. And Collinsville is just kind of almost like an idyllic. I never lived there, so I don't know. Could be like the Twilight Zone, but it just seems like little idyllic Oklahoma. It has like a couple of little thrift store, antique shops, and there's I know newspapers in and of themselves are dinosaurs, but there's even a newspaper museum there. I've toured that. I'm a total word nerd. I have an English degree, so I was really excited to tour the museum there. And there's a fascinating theater there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know anything about like what its history is there?
I really don't.
I didn't even know it existed, and then it was like suddenly there's a little door, and it just opened into Narnia.
Right. I've been there. I think now they're having like Grand Ole Opry and like bands and stuff. I've seen a movie there once, but I guess I don't know the history.
I didn't know they had movies there.
Yeah.
I knew it's a live theater, and
yeah.
it's a super tall stage, and it's ugly yellow inside maybe, and like the traditional red curtains. It looks exactly like it maybe did in 76 or 77.
So like would need a classic burlesque show at it.
Absolutely.
Love it
I
up. They
think
would
it'd be
love
nice.
us there. But it's such a sweet little place. I do like Collinsville. It's a cute little town to go to, and especially something like this. They have little railroad tracks, little 2-lane main street. It's pretty cute.
Sounds like the little town I grew up in.
Just moved from there in February.
Oh yeah.
I graduated from there 100 years ago, so I know a little bit about Collinsville, but not the numbers and history. But the Crown, I think it's Crown. I hope it's Crown Theater. It's really cool.
It's a great. We were back to what we're going to be doing in college.
Oh, yeah. Hots and Hot Rods.
What we were doing there. Hots and Hot Rods. There's going to be, despite the name, there's no pigs. They're just motorcycles, which is a little less interesting for me. But whatever. There's going to be lots of bikes and classic cars out there.
I totally did not get that was hogs meaning bikes, and now I feel like I'm really
Okay,
stupid.
good. I'm from
was
Arkansas,
thinking
so it's like racer
barbecue.
bikes.
Oh, I was thinking barbecue and cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there's barbecue too, I'm sure.
Okay, good.
Really, it all comes back to food for us any given time. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're both food names. We're kind of foodie girls. That's why we got a little extra to shake.
That's right. I grew these curds. Delicious food.
So we don't have a booth there. We will just be we will be taking pictures with the cars. We will be doing fan photos. So if you recognize this, we love to meet our Facebook fans in the real world in a totally non-creepy way. So if you're our Facebook friend, just come up and be like, "Hi, I'm friends with you on Facebook. My name is," and we'll probably ask to get a picture with you. Or we do a lot of fan pictures with kids. The kids don't follow us on Facebook, to be clear, but their parents do.
Yeah.
And the kids like to see the pictures of the girls with the pretty, colorful hairs.
Yeah.
So if you do see us out somewhere, we do hope that you let us know that you saw us and said hi. So if you're in Collinsville this weekend, drop by and see us. Then what's next?
June 28th, we will be at 2 events. We will be at Rock and Rescue in Guthrie, as well as the United Way Car Show at Mohawk Park in Tulsa.
That's actually at Guthrie Green, not Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Oh,
Big
Yeah,
I don't
difference.
know I didn't know if there was a Guthrie, Oklahoma. I just kind of
Yeah.
assumed there was.
Yeah, there totally is.
There's a Guthrie Green. There was
Okay,
probably
Guthrie
Guthrie
Green.
So yeah, these are both in Tulsa.
that makes it a lot easier for us switching back and forth with who's because it's in the same town. Well, I don't sound very intelligent today. I swear I am. I'm
Bree got
college-educated.
tattooed before we came to do our podcast today. Bree spent about 4.5 hours in the tattoo
Yeah, I
chair with
did.
me. So if her brain is a little mush, she's on an endorphin high. So it's tattoo love. So we'll be at Rock and Rescue at Guthrie Green on the 28th.
And we have booths at both.
Yes, we do have booths at both. You can stop by and see us. We have a big banner that says Pasties for Paws, and it has pictures of Bree, myself, and our other partner in our production company, Mia Mosa. So you see a poster with 3 beautiful ladies on it. That's probably us right there. And if you come out to Mohawk Park, you will probably not see our banner, but you will see our table with our information out there. And we'll be, the pretty girls with the colorful hair. So drop by and talk to us there. And then our next event that would be around in Tulsa is in July.
Tokyo and Tulsa.
Do you go to Tokyo and Tulsa?
Nope.
Ah,
I have no idea what
You're
that is.
total comic book
I'm probably
geeks.
going now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. We just did the Tulsa Comic Expo in May, which was fantastic. It was at the Renaissance Center. And, what was the zombie guy's name? The Zombie Hunter.
Oh, Kurt Logan.
Kurt Logan. Kurt Logan approves Pasties for Paws.
That's
Kurt
right.
Logan, and they had a Kurt Logan is part of a production company that did a web-based zombie series here, and then
Badlands Productions and Badlands Productions with HVK Productions did this amazing zombie show with Kurt Logan was the host of the show, and it's hilarious. Local Tulsa talent. Produced in Tulsa. Then they held an opening and showed all the webisodes in a row at the Circle Cinema. I mean, it was just an awesome event.
that production company, or those two production companies in association with another comic expo company, brought the Tulsa Comic Expo here. And this is kind of a stop on a junket of comic expo tours that this one production company does. So there were like, I feel bad because I don't have my papers with me. There were like a freaking ton of stars there, and great comic and fantasy work and fiction and lots of workshops. So we had a great time at the Tulsa Comic Expo. So when we heard about Tokyo and Tulsa, we were like, well, obviously we need another reason to dress up in costume for 3 days.
That's right.
And talk to strangers about awesome things. So Tokyo and Tulsa is downtown. Actually, I believe it's at the Hyatt. Is that right? I may have just made that part up. You might want to Google it.
Big convention center.
Well, we know it's in downtown Tulsa, and it's fantastic. And it's the 11th. It's the weekend of July 11th, and we will be there talking to you guys and giving you information about Pasties for Paws. So if you spot us, you come by and say hi. We will give you an autographed magazine of your choice. And if you talk to us and you sign up for our email list, we at each event that we do at the end of the day, we give away 2 passes to Pasties for Paws. This show, again, at the Osage Event Center, has a capacity for over 700 people. So we want you to come. We want all of your friends to come. So you drop by when you see us at these events, sign up for our mailing list, and you could get a pair of tickets for the weekend.
Perfect. Sounds fun.
Absolutely. Then we are also doing the event in August. August 16th is a steampunk event. We were actually approached by the producers of the show to come up with steampunk numbers, which we've never done before. So we're really looking forward to a new genre adding to burlesque.
Are you a steampunk fan?
I have no idea what that is. Please tell me.
Oh,
How
wow.
would I not know?
Steampunk is a genre. It's a genre that started as a genre of literature where technology only advanced to the steam engine and Cogsworth mechanisms. So society moves on, but technology didn't. And so all the costumes are very like Western with a little technology.
Meets Victorian twist on it. It's a very interesting, it's sort of like the cyber culture or even the goth culture. It's something that is kind of sort of constantly evolving, but it has a very strong following, kind of nationwide, but they haven't yet done a very large steampunk event here. So this is going to be some groundbreaking work for them and to help bring this culture together to meet other like-minded people.
Yeah. If like as a mental reference, the Disney movie Atlantis.
Okay.
That's very steampunk.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, any chance you can go see any burlesque performances, whether it be to benefit puppies or to be steampunk, or we do themed shows. So we do maybe a comic theme show. Anytime you can go see someone shake their tatas, you should absolutely do that immediately. Post haste and take 2 friends with you.
Maybe
Absolutely.
we should tell a little what burlesque
Yes,
is.
please. I've been trying to figure out how to ask that because I told somebody I would have you guys over on the podcast, and they're like, "What's burlesque?" And I was like,
Well, it's
I better ask.
mildly like the movie with Cher and Christina Aguilera, where she owns a burlesque house, which means they perform live shows, girls singing and dancing. And yes, through the process of dancing, it's the art of the tease where they take their clothes off. We're very choreographed. We're not strippers where it's just like get up there and to a song and take your clothes off. It's very choreographed. It's very difficult.
Yeah, you can't push enough how much it is about the tease. It is as much about the tease as chess is about strategy. Any burlesque performer that can captivate her audience, we can make an audience go fucking wild.
"You can say fucking."
Okay, I'll say. Good. We can make an audience go fucking wild by peeling off a stocking. We're not showing anything more. I'm wearing shorts and a sweatshirt right now. I can take off a stocking, not show anything more than I'm showing right now, and you would have thought that I just won, the Super Bowl in overtime with a touchdown. Like, it is amazing. We build up the intensity of what in a culture where we're highly sexualized and you can go to QT and see somebody's ass hanging out of their shorts, we're surprisingly conservative.
Absolutely.
And we really build that tease factor because people are very desensitized to seeing skin. And we bring back that mystery about how beautiful it is to see a beautifully dressed woman and for her to captivate you and just sort of enthrall you with her movements. And slowly you realize she's wearing less clothing than she was to start with. And she's done it in such a way that you don't feel as if you are watching someone. You feel as if you are participating in an event. Each, I think, for a performer that captivates the audience, each person in the audience sort of feels like that person is doing that just
That's
for
right.
them. And we have a huge, the one thing people ask a lot about burlesque, like, okay, so you guys, you dance and you take off your clothes.
The creepy old man question.
Yeah.
How many creepy old men come to your show? Is it all creepy old men?
Is there just like a bunch of freaky weirdos in trench coats with newspapers in your audience? And it's not. We very much celebrate the female form in all its glory, from an A cup to a Z cup and everything in between. We are not Hooters. We are not a strip club. We're not the dollhouse. We are celebrating real women with real curves and real talent. And each performer that you see up there brings something different and unique to the audience and to the performance and to the stage. And because of that, we have a huge female fan base. I have more girls hit on me than I do boys, or not necessarily hit on me, but just tell me I'm beautiful or how lovely they think we are. And also, I think for both of us, a huge part of what we do is about feminism and empowerment. And if a man has the right in bunny ears, y'all, if a man has the right to objectify me walking down the street in jeans and a sweatshirt and he feels like he can say something about me because I exist, then I have every right to stand up there and glorify myself in my own sexuality and my own comfort zone without anybody else's expectations of what I should be. So burlesque is about celebrating yourself and about celebrating the female form. And for that, we really get a ton of love letters about how we inspire women to love their bodies.
We get a lot of positive body image messages from women. And particularly for me, I mean, I'm a mom. I have 5 kids. This was not what I looked like when I was 19.
She's a banging mom. She's a MILF. She's a totes MILF.
And to have women come up and say, oh, I was so embarrassed about this part of my body, but you get up and show everything. You're not afraid to let it all hang out. And I come from a history of hip hop dancing and Broadway. And so transitioning into that pretty like stereotype dancing into your body's beautiful and you can show everything and you can perform at a level that other athletes that are dancers perform at. I love the genre of burlesque.
And there are tons of troupes. We have an independent production company called Pink Peacock Productions. And we have Pasties for Paws as an event, and we produce individual shows. But there are troupes where Rubenesque burlesque comes to mind, which is a burlesque troupe of, I hate the word plus size because it just seems like it's somehow different. So I'm going to say some very Rubenesque women, hence their title. And we had reached out to them to perform at Pasties for Paws, and they were concerned that we didn't know what they looked like or what they did.
Yeah, they're like, their first message to me was, do you know what we do and have you ever seen it? And we were like, yeah, absolutely.
That's why we're calling you.
Exactly. I mean, these are all women who will say shop at Lane Bryant. How's that? Is that a polite way?
Sounds right.
They are ladies that shop at Lane Bryant and look fabulous doing so. And in contemporary American society, if you are anything over 102 pounds, you're ridiculously obese. And there's currently this whole big retarded ordeal about a fucking thigh gap because it matters. And here are these women who love their bodies. They love everything about who they are and what they embody. And they don't care about anyone's expectations of what they should look like. And I think that's absolutely the epitome of feminism.
Absolutely. I love the support that we get as burlesque dancers from each other as dancers, and that we have fans from all different walks of life who say, hey, your body type is very much like mine. Where do you get your clothes at? Where do you buy? Always have cute stuff on where do you get it? And yeah, it's not easy to shop when you have a body type that's not straight off the rack, but I'm not afraid to give you all my tips and tell you where I get my stuff.
The internet is always your friend, and everything can be customized. I feel like my mom is not very girly, and I am very much a girly girl.
That's
I have
how my mom
bright
and I
pink hair. So I feel like a lot of things I learned about my body type and stuff, I learned from What Not to Wear. And you can absolutely take those, What Not to Wear was a TV show about how not to wear things badly. And taking that and applying that when women come and ask about stuff like, oh, you know, you always look like this. How do you do that? Well, sometimes you're born with it. Sometimes you got some fucking fantastic foundation. And that's what, you know, we help people get into where they feel as sexy as they think we are. You know, they're not just looking at us being like, wow, I wish I could be that when I grow up. We're actually able to help them become that. And that's definitely one of the best parts about what we do.
Yeah, it is.
I get all teary-eyed. It's stupid. I'm like fucking Miss America over here and stuff. But I still do. Every time, I've been burlesquing for a few years now, and every time I take the stage, I get teary-eyed in the wings before it happens, because I'm presenting myself as a gift to my audience, but my audience is presenting their attention as a gift to me. And I know that there's somebody in the audience that when they walked in, we're looking at other people like, oh, she's thinner than me, or her boobs are higher. And that hopefully with my seeing us up there and seeing women with all body types loving what they do, they'll walk away feeling like they're just as beautiful. And you can't ask for getting paid to make people feel good about themselves and shake your tatas you're just going to get any better. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
What got you into it? Just in case there's somebody that's interested. I mean,
if you're interested in burlesque, definitely. Well, the way Brie and I met were through classes. I went through an audition. I am a trained dancer. I've been doing this I was all kinds of girly dancer kid growing up and well into college. And it's just always been, I guess, a performance artist. It's just a world I've always been involved in. And I reached out, like, I've been a pinup model for a long time and I know how to dance. So why not we just marry these two? And I found a troupe that was having open auditions, and I auditioned and got the call back, and I made the troupe. And then the troupe actually, one of the members had a class, and that's how Brie and I met. She was making the transition from theater, and she was like, hey.
I was a theater girl. I had done 3 shows back to back, 2 of them at the PAC with Theater Tulsa, and I love that. I'm just a theater girl. And so I was looking for something that I didn't have to train and dance for a show and practice and rehearse 5 nights a week. I wanted something that I could do at my own pace. And I came across the classes and was like, I'll try it.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. And I loved it. And I knew the minute after the second class, I knew this is what I'm going to do. I love it.
If it's something you want to get into, definitely classes are the way to start. Our friend Kayla, who's a fantastic belly dancer and a fantastic human at large, owns a shop called Coexistence, and it's on Peoria, right behind the Phoenix Coffee House. And she has a fantastic brand new dance floor, and she has a local burlesque legend, Lou Fox, teaching classes over there. And those classes start up in the next couple of weeks. I know there'll be tons of information on Facebook about it, but she'll be teaching classes over there. And that's definitely, if you're going to do this is the way to go about it, is you need to take classes. Just because you have tatas does not know you know how to shake them. And just because you know how to dance doesn't mean you know how to captivate an audience. So classes teach you the foundations of burlesque, because this is a genre just like any other. There are rules about how things are done, and you don't want to develop bad habits. So you go into a class, they're going to teach you how to do these classic moves, how to present yourself in a way that demands respect. And from there, you just blossom. You find your style. And my name is LolliePop, and I'm pink, and I'm cute, and I'm adorable, and that's kind of my shtick. I'm just a kitschy kind of girl. So at shows, I'll always do a very sweet, literally candy-coated number. I do Sugar Sugar is one of my songs. I've dressed up as a kitten sometimes. Just this total sweet look. And then the flip side, I am a fetish performer. I flog and beat people on stage.
I have been beaten by her.
So Brie comes, as she said, from a background of jazz and hip hop. So she definitely brings that flavor. And with your song selections and your choices of clothing.
The second I got to marry hip hop and burlesque was amazing. To take I love that stuff. I used to teach hip hop classes to teenagers, and to be able to turn around and take the classic moves and dancing on a chair to a hip hop flavor. I just love that. And I get to dance in my Chucks.
Absolutely. You do find your own flavor, but you want that training so that you don't get up there and just be a person taking off their clothes, because it is a lot harder than it looks. It does demand a lot of attention to detail, and it demands a lot of practice. It's not, like she said earlier, it's not like a wet t-shirt contest or, amateur night at the strip club. Like, you have a responsibility to the art when you perform that you don't let down your community. We get so much support within the burlesque, boylesque, which is boys doing what we do, community, and all of the dance community as a whole really ties together. And when you go out there and you perform, you want to do them proud.
So on our show, our 2 shows in September, you will see everything. We have belly dancers, we have boylesquers, we have drag queens who do burlesque, we have burlesque, classic burlesque, and then more like what I do with hip hop is neo burlesque. We have
burlesque, to be the little glossary on the side with the asterisk. Burlesque traditionally is evening attire, gloves, stockings, corsetry, a very traditional undergarment structure. And neo burlesque is the same traditional moves, but with more modern flavor. You're still going to have a lot of the same elements of costuming, but your song selection and how you approach it is going to be different. Traditional burlesque really was about presenting an idealized version of beauty. And now we understand that beauty is not just what Hollywood tells you, but what you create yourself.
So you'll see everything. We'll have tons of stuff at our show, all different. You'll find your flavor.
We have performers coming in from Oklahoma City. One of my favorite performers. She has her own crew called the Bang Bang Review. Is that right? Bang Bang Review out of Oklahoma City. Her name's Cassidy Queerface. And not only is she a crazy cat lady like myself, but she is a drag king, a drag queen, a burlesque performer, a clown, an all-around fantastic person. She's amazing. She's going to be coming in performing for us, as well as another Oklahoma City legend, Vanity Halston. Vanity is a drag queen, and she performs quite a bit, travels quite a bit performing, and she's going to be here. And we are really excited about having quite a bit of Oklahoma City talent coming in to show Tulsa some new faces and just...
Tulsa's well represented. Oklahoma City is well represented. We have Dallas,
New Orleans,
Pennsylvania, New Orleans, all coming in.
I got to go back 4 minutes here.
Okay.
And I wanted to throw in that I've only met a few burlesque performers, so I can't speak wholly about it. But all of them I met seem to be really nice, really good, fun-loving people. And that's just it sounds like a scene to be a part of, like accepting nice people.
Yeah, and they're brainy. I think a lot of burlesque girls are smart, and a lot of times if you see us out of our personas, if you see us in street clothes, a lot of us look like we probably are a community librarian or somebody's teacher.
I am, legitimately.
We are not, there's not, I'm sure there are in places a lot of drug or alcohol abuse issues that normally go along with sort of this rock star showcase life that, you're out all night, you're in bars, there's always, we perform in theaters, we perform in bars, art galleries, we're kind of all over the place, and you don't want to do anything negative to your reputation, but you want to have fun, but you don't want to be that girl, So I think there's a lot of the positive feedback comes from the fact that everybody that goes out there does put their best foot forward. But
I think one of the distinction is anyone can open up a strip club. I can open up a place, be so many feet away from a church and a bar and have a bar in it, and then just have girls come and take their clothes off. But to produce a burlesque show, we train and practice and rehearse, and there's group numbers and individual numbers and props like crazy. And we have a lot of comedians that come in and host or MC, and then they'll do their sets in between performers, and we'll have live bands, and we'll have DJs, and it's everything.
It is a good time. I think anybody that wants to shake their tatas and make a public spectacle of themselves, so to speak, is probably a fun-loving person that you're going to enjoy being around.
Absolutely.
And we're very much about interacting with our client I'm a tattoo artist. I just said client. Sorry. I am about interacting with my tattoo clients, but we're about interacting with our fans. We do a meet and greet cocktail hour prior to our event. So these people that are coming out to support us, we're not just something on a stage. We're real people. We really really get to know us. We become friends with a lot of our fans. We do dinner with some of, fans now. I mean, fans that become friends.
Yep. We have a lot of fans that turn around and we end up having dinner with them a couple times. The next thing we know,
we're going away for the weekend.
Yep.
We're, and that's wonderful. It's nice to have that sort of, in a day and age where you can be at dinner with someone and never see their face and only see the back of their phone, it's nice to make that connection with people. And I do think, we get up there and we reveal our soul to you. The people respect that, and you just click with some people, and it's nice to have that and to know, like, these people aren't sexualizing you. They're not just lusty for you.
Walks of life. We have fans from all walks of life, different professions, different political backgrounds, religious backgrounds. We have the gamut of fans. And it's pretty interesting for them to be, to have an environment to turn around and say, hey, I can talk about sex and sexuality, and it's not
dirty or I'm not being weird and inappropriate, and it's not like we're having locker room talk or something. It's talking about how beautiful someone is, and the lines that they create with their body and what they're able to produce, what are they able to elicit from a guest that's watching. It's such a lot of couples do it, and again, not like a creepy guy in a trench coat kind of way. We have lots of couples that come because the woman feels empowered. It's not trashy. She feels like she's empowered. It's a great show. What husband is going to say, no, I don't want to go watch ladies shake their tatas? That's kind of a given. Everybody dresses up. That's another distinction. When you go to a burlesque show, you don't necessarily want to just wear jeans and Nikes and a t-shirt.
Oh, I'm glad. Thanks for telling me that, because I was going to show up.
We're not going to turn you away if you do.
We appreciate that. Everybody, we want to see you looking your finest as well. And in an era where you can I do absolutely wear yoga pants and a boy beater to work every day. It's nice to have a reason to put on something other than sweatpants. And,
we have a couple guys who come every time in tuxedos. Every time.
It's pretty snazzy. We have a lot of sharp dressed men. Ken and AJ come to mind. They're both very sharp dressed men. They're very, very well dressed gentlemen there.
I played at a wedding this weekend, and I wouldn't have considered buying a suit to go play at that. However, I'm considering renting a suit just to go be classy at your show. It sounds so much fun.
We would rather you dress your favorite best.
Yeah. We're not imposing our dress code on anyone. But lots of, again, when you get into, we do have a lot of couples. And I think that also our fan base is not, we don't have a lot of 21, 22-year-old kids at our show. Our fan base tends more toward their late 20s on. Mm-hmm. It's not exciting, you're not going to put your hands on on a performer. You're not going to have pervert row. That was Bunny Years again. For a younger crowd, it's not really their taste yet. We're kind of like wine. We're an acquired taste. You have to want to be teased. You have to want to be an active participant. It's not just like a meat market. Yeah. So we do want you to come out, but we just don't want to see a bunch of Abercrombie and American Eagles floating around with their flip-flops.
It's not a frat. It's not a frat party wet t-shirt contest.
Right. We want you to look and feel your finest, because there's a lot of singles that come out, and there's a great chance if you are a single individual, you're meeting someone at an artistic event that's already into the things you're into. So you just want to have your little best foot forward. Yep. Plus, we always take pictures with you guys, and you don't want to look like real snacky next to us, being all like sparkly and stuff.
Because Burlesque Girl will completely dress up. We will be in formals and heels.
That's how we shop at the grocery.
It's true.
Brie rides her bike in heels, so
I do.
We have photos
with my high heels on.
Completely unrelated. I wanted to put a bubble machine on my bicycle to ride around. I think that would be the most. They
are $10 at Kmart.
Yeah,
I will buy it for you if you will just take pictures of doing it. Yeah, I use a bubble machine for one of my numbers. I'm a little obsessed with bubbles. Like iridescent clear is my favorite color.
I am a fan of bubbles.
They're fantastic. What's not to love? I even have a bubble app on my tablet where you like grow it. Granted, I got it for like my 2-year-old nephew, but it's still fun for me. I was doing it last night, so.
So bubbles in your dance. Awesome.
Bubbles, yeah.
She does a great bubble number.
I do a bubble number where I have a giant, and it's definitely, I said before, I kind of do kitschy, fun numbers, and then I do a little harder edge stuff. I do classic burlesque as well. I just feel like that's kind of a given. That's like asking mac and cheese if it has cheese in it. Like,
Well,
obviously I do
that's
this.
what we train in. When you train, you go through all the classic moves and all the classic. There's a whole class on just standing in the front of the stage and not moving very much, but being able to captivate your audience and to have their full attention. Yeah, someone can stand up there and you can stare at them, but waiting for the slightest move to be like, what's next? What's going to happen? That's a hard class. It's a very hard class to do.
So you do classic burlesque is all about the tease and very elegant and a throwback to old Hollywood, lots of sequins and beads. And there is a famous burlesquer that did a number with a giant bubble. And it was beautiful, and I loved it very much. And I do a bubble number with my own giant bubble now to a song called Come to Me by Coop, which is electronic music duo, but they have this fantastic jazz music, and it's one of my favorite numbers. And I probably, next to being a kitty, it's like probably like one of my favorite things to do. I do love my kitten number. It's been a great experience as I've kind of developed my burlesque persona, and everybody has body issues. Even if you have bought and paid for that body yourself, everybody still feels like there's something that they need to fix about themselves. And when you accept your body and love it, because this is one chance at life, this is all we have, this is one go at it. When you love that and you accept that, it really does bring about a different mental state as well. It does affect the way the other parts of your life go, because if you feel good about yourself, you're braver, you're more likely to take chances. And we took a chance. We were with a troupe here in Tulsa, and we had a wonderful time with them, spent a couple of years with them, but just felt like we were both sort of, I say sort of, we're total control freaks. We're absolutely total, complete control freaks. We had a great birthday party last year, and we were like, well, burlesque is fun. We love doing this, but let's start bringing in more. Let's showcase these other styles and start putting more stuff together. So we decided it was time to start our own company, and that's how Pink Peacock was born.
Yeah, and then within 2 months of that happening, bam, we were approached to do Pasties for Paws.
That's wonderful.
Actually, we were just approached with, hey, I kind of have an idea. I know nothing about burlesque. I've never been to a burlesque show. What do you think? And we went, yeah, we can do this. We can make this happen. Oh, and we can do it for 2 days.
Yeah, we can. It was Sherry from Tyler Dog, and she had met our friend Mia volunteering at the shelter doing the animal photography. And I've been out there, side note. It's really hard work, but it's so rewarding. If you have a free Friday, it's a Tulsa Animal Welfare. Google it, easy to get to. And you go out there, you take the animal from its kennel, you take it out, you let it play, let it go do its business, and then you take it over for her to photograph it. And they do the kitties first, and then they do the dogs. And the little dogs are all inside along with the cats, and you set on a table, and it's pretty easy. The bigger dogs, you're outside running around with these guys. And I'm only 5'2", and I'm like 130 pounds, like, and mostly boobs and ass, so there's not a lot of muscle to me. And these dogs are give you a fucking workout. You will be a sweaty mess, but it's super, super rewarding. And if you should get a chance to go out there on a Friday,
or just check out their Facebook page, because every Friday they will list how many animals came in. It'll be like 9 adoptions, and 48 animals came into the shelter that week. And they need volunteers, they need foster home, people to foster the dogs, and then people to come and be forever homes for them.
And Mia had signed up to help Sherry out there, and Mia is our stage kitten as well as a partner in Pink Peacock Productions. She's our kitten, and what a stage kitten does is after we exit the stage, they come out and they give the audience almost like a palate cleanser between courses. They come out, they don't peel, which is slang for burlesquing, for the tease, for the undressing part. They don't peel, but they do a little flirtatious, little skirt flipping, little tushy shaking as they pick up our stuff. So Mia's our kitten, and Mia's like, well, I happen to know some girls that know how to shake their tatas. So we talk it over, and we had our first business meeting, and Brie comes in with her stapled together, color-coordinated business plan, and we hit the ground running, and it went from let's do a benefit from just one day and one evening. Normally animal benefits are silent auctions. You'll have a musician perform. You might have a little food and some champagne.
You're going to look at some art. You're going to have some food.
It's very much a womp, womp, womp kind of event. And Sherry's like, well, why don't we spice it up a little bit? And we're
You're
bringing
like,
the
okay.
spice.
I think that'll do it.
Fantastic.
Certainly different. Well, thank you guys
Yay,
very
thank
much. I'm
you.
so glad that you guys came and we talked about stuff that maybe you don't hear about every day. An art
Yeah.
form,
Absolutely.
certainly a local art form that
We're super excited. We do get the question a lot about what is burlesque, and I work. I'm a tattoo artist. I work at a studio called The Parlor in Sand Springs, and every day someone asks about it. Because I always have my show posters up. Whatever our next event is up, I always have our flyers and things up, and you have to explain what is burlesque. And when you think about what it is, it's more about not taking off your clothes than it is about taking off your clothes. And it's nice to have an avenue to get more people to understand what it is that we do. So when they see a show, they're like, oh, hey, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and take 5 of my friends. So
all of them.
Yep. Take all your friends. It's a great party.
Five
It's a
is all
great
I
party
have.
show.
I plan on being there. That sounds like an awesome night.
Awesome.
You've convinced me for sure.
Yay.
Absolutely.
I just remembered you said Sand Springs. I was at the Ziggy's in Sand Springs and saw one of your
Really?
calendars, and I was like, Lollie's up on the wall. And then everybody was like, what's this weirdo talking about? But I was excited
Ziggy's
to see
in
you there.
Sand Springs. Ziggy's in Sand Springs loves us.
Yeah, they were a sponsor for our birthday party. We did our birthdays are in September, and hers is the 8th, mine's the 9th. And instead of doing a birthday, we do a birth month.
Of course.
And we produce an amazing show.
So
and
we have a birthday show, and they were one of our sponsors last year for our birthday show. Gave away tons of great prizes, and they're just a fantastic shop. It's nice to see them in Sand Springs too. There's not a whole lot of stuff there. It's a little
It's
quiet
growing,
town.
yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot on the horizon there. I like it out there. It's cute.
Well, thank you guys again for coming. I
Thanks
really,
for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I hope your event goes well, and I'll see you there.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So thanks again to Lollie and Brie, and I wanted to add to check out pasties with the number 4paws.com. It's also facebook.com/pasties4paws, and Twitter and Instagram are all the same. And the girls said you can find them there, and please follow them. And thanks for tuning in to From a Basement in Tulsa. I'm having fun, and I hope you are as well.